After a year or so of research, I now have objective proof that there are secret moderators on Roblox. A little over a year ago, I was given Fast Track status on my account. For those who don't know, Fast Track is a program that allows a user to put their reports in a special priority queue. Moderators see these reports, read them, and then act on whatever it is you reported much faster than the normal reports queue. Generally, the only way to obtain this special status is to make consistently accurate reports on many different things. That's how I was able to get it. One night, I reported someone who I'd friended specifically for the purpose of gathering proof, at about 2 in the morning. Mysteriously, less than a minute after my report, the account I reported logged on and started playing its own games, which were closed. I figured that, obviously, they can log on to accounts, and that they need to be able to do that to act on material that they couldn't access as normal users. With that idea, how do they join normal games? It floated around in my mind for a while. Fast forward to sometime in July or August, I made friends with someone else. As it turned out, his own friend actually made his own inappropriate games. I joined both of them on one occasion to see what it was. I reported the game, obviously, and shortly after, a Bacon account, which is to say a noob account, joined the game. Initially, I assumed that it was just a passing person that saw the game in a random feed because us three were playing it, and it had a pretty normal username, which was Cameric68. We tried speaking to it, and it didn't respond, and it explored using arrow keys, so they figured that it was honestly, truly a noob. I thought otherwise, and it eventually left. That was my first direct encounter with one, and I know that it was one now, like in the present, but I didn't see one for a long while after that, and I wasn't 100% sure at the time. In October of 2019, I had a small feud with a relatively well-known person in the Roblox R34 roleplay community. I challenged her to come talk to me directly in-game because she refused and I wanted to speak to her without a middleman. She didn't like this, though, and immediately requested somebody to mass report the owner of the game through literal lies to not only them, but the person who set the bot. Not me directly, but the person who owned the game. Please keep in mind that the owner of this game was not active for over a year and could not have possibly logged in around this time or that night. And yes, this screenshot is grabbed directly from him. It's a long story, and given that this person is a literal pedophile and a trap who has sexually manipulated people in the past, I have zero respect for him, not her, and I'm not censoring the screenshot. Almost immediately, Bacon accounts started joining intermittently. Most of them had the exact same username style, being name _ 3 numbers. All of them refused to speak and explored the map repeatedly. And I had admin commands, though, so I trapped them in a jail in an attempt to speak with them. They never did, and just left after a while. Here's a sample of the join logs featuring Taste of the Sun, Divya _144, and Singla _101, all of which are secret moderator accounts. Also, I don't have a picture of it, but the same Cameric68 joined the game too at some point. I noticed that they kept heading for a building that was relatively in the distance, so I put signs inside of it that just told them I knew they were moderators and that the game was being mass reported. Most of them just looked at them and then left, except for one in particular. Megadeth _354. He continuously told me that he wasn't a moderator when I kept actively telling him that he didn't have to lie to me and that I knew he was. He sat there AFK for a long time after that, and by pure coincidence, my internet shut down for about 3 minutes while I was talking to the friend that was there to witness the event. I messaged her on another platform on my phone to stay in the game no matter what, and I'm glad I did, because while it was gone, the account spoke. It actually told her directly that it was a moderator account. Here are the chat logs, and they are read from bottom to top. There you have it. It explicitly talked about looking for things inappropriate and said that the mods were there to help and not to scam us. Thanks to my friend for insinuating such a weird thing to prompt that response. I don't know why she thought that he would scam us. He also accused us of lying, which we weren't, by the way, and then he left, and I thought it was over. Now, let's go back to the part where I said that the owner of the game had zero intention of logging in and playing because that account was inactive for over a year. Astonishingly, it magically joined us. How did that happen? Provided you have a brain, you probably assume that it was the moderator. And it was. And then he said these two words. Da Silva. For some reason, those two words are actually automatically filtered. I don't know why. And it's one of their testing phrases for looking for unfiltered chat. Unfortunately, because the game actually did have unfiltered chat, it was closed down very soon after, but I had my proof. A few weeks later, I personally followed a bunch of the accounts to keep track of them, and they were all simultaneously deleted, just randomly. None of these accounts were followed by anyone else, and they existed up to a year prior to my discovery of them, and had 0 friends, followers, following, or anything else indicative of an active player. Also, sometimes they had premium without any items. For over a year. I wonder. Those are the 6 that I was able to follow. They're all deleted now, as seen by the screenshot. Now, let's jump to today. One of my friends makes games on her own, and she tried to upload something that had a bubble chat script in it, one that she mistakenly thought was filtered. When she uploaded it and played it, a moderator immediately joined the game on an account with the same username style, and it said filtered phrases, and then the game was shut down and she was given a warning. She re-uploaded the game with a few things removed, and nothing happened. Interested, she uploaded it again, but with those few things added back, and but with the filter chat disabled, and the moderator showed up instantly. There was no bubble chat that time, like I said, and it said Da Silva, which was censored. I'd already told her about the original half of the story, and she asked if what the moderator said was Da Silva, and the account eventually left after she tried talking to it. Please note that it has premium. A few minutes later, the exact same account came back and asked her what the game was about. She went offline after that, and she explained to me on Discord what had happened, and I asked her why she was online well over 10 minutes after this happened, because she had claimed to log out. I immediately assumed that this was because a moderator was now on her account, and I told her to log in and stage a conversation telling me about the event on the website chat. And then, if she is to be believed, which I 100% believe her, the moderator interjected LOL into the chat, as you can see here. She immediately told me that she thought it was a moderator inside her account, and in my experience, she does not say LOL and never talks in lowercase, so I truly do believe her. And I actually vaguely remember the same thing happening to me a few months ago when I was talking to someone after playing a game that I reported. I figured from her story that something has to trigger mods to visit, so I asked for the place file. And then I created an alternate account to set up a trap. I uploaded the place with 2 large signs on the material I believed to be on a detection list. The signs were less than formal, explaining that I basically figured out how to summon a moderator in ecstatic terms, which would make them less likely to leave if one did join. And one did! Kona Hakurama. Another account with premium, no friends or followers, who could not have possibly joined a game that had been uploaded 30 seconds prior. In anticipation of needing hard-cold proof, I set up a webhook on Discord to have further logged proof that this event occurred, which you can see here. I quickly told him that I was just testing something that I believed about the moderation system, and he told me to dance, so I did. About 20 minutes later, after he'd left, oh, and you can see he says Hernandez here, which is a name which those typically get filtered, and it did. About 20 minutes later, the account I set up was falsely deleted for creating or promoting adult content. There you have it. That's all. I didn't expect to get such hard proof, but there it is. Enjoy figuring out what to do with all that, because I need a break.